So this video is going to be a little breakdown of something that I did for 30 days in December, actually going into January. I did 30 days of the carnivore diet from December 1st until basically the 25th when I went home to go see, not home, but I went to the Carolinas to see my family for Christmas and the holidays. I did the carnivore diet all the way up until then, Monday through Friday, all day, every day. And I only drink water. I don't drink alcohol, so I don't drink anything other than water and sparkling water and like protein shakes and that kind of stuff. So I did about 25 days on the carnivore diet. And let me tell you, there's something really crazy about the carnivore diet. There's something to it. Now, as I shared in a previous video, I have alopecia, which is now back. All my CBD use worked and it eventually came back. I still got a little bit right here, but you can't tell from this angle, which is why I don't move my head very much. But I also have eczema. And I had eczema right here and then right here on my arm. And one day I got out of the shower, drying off, and my arm just started burning. Like it felt like there was a red anthill on my inner bicep. And I was like, oh my God, what is happening? You know, it's crazy. So I went like this and I looked at the mirror and there was just a huge rash on my arm that was developing rather quickly, I should add. And, you know, kind of came out of nowhere, wasn't there when I got in the shower and was there after I got out of the shower. So I don't know what triggered it or how it happened so quickly, but you can see it in those pictures. I also had it on the inside of my elbow, which was the first place it went. So I checked out YouTube. I scoured the internet looking at all these things for how to fix eczema because nobody really has a great way of doing it. Everybody has their own way. So I looked up how to treat eczema. And all these videos that kept popping up were carnivore diet cured my eczema. Carnivore diet helped me with my eczema. So naturally, I clicked on the video. And since I was gearing up to do the carnivore diet anyway, I figured, well, this must be perfect timing and positive affirmation that this is what I'm supposed to be doing right now. So I started doing the carnivore diet where I only ate chicken, red meat, ground beef, and eggs. No milk, no caffeine, or I still had caffeine, excuse me. Still had caffeine, and I still had cannabis. But as much as the carnivore diet really cured my eczema, it really did because it is gone. It's just gone. On top of the carnivore diet, I was also taking some turmeric tablets as well and gummies, which also helps with the eczema. That naturally cleared up in about that 30-day time frame or started to get a lot better and was less irritant. I realized it's the sugar. It's all the sugar I've been eating, especially when I would smoke and then eat a whole thing of cookies and milk and then just go right to sleep and it would just sit on my stomach. Now, if I have sugar in the morning or in the middle of the day, my body can burn it off and work it off before I go to bed. But if I eat it and then go straight to bed, it's just going to sit in my stomach and just kind of eat away at it. And it did. I don't put on the weight on the outside, but it still affects you on the inside, even though you may not see it. So let me tell you now how the carnivore diet affected my cannabis use and the effects of the cannabis on me. So when you're on a carnivore diet, your body is in a state of ketosis, which is basically kind of just burning everything that's excess off of you. It's burning through proteins. It's burning through carbs. It's burning through energy. Your skin's going to get clearer. I had more energy. But my cannabis use, I stayed the same, you know, a little bit before I went to bed, on the weekends, that kind of stuff. So I wanted to see how it affected. But since my body was in a state of ketosis and just turning quicker, you know, basically your metabolism just going and going and going, the high wasn't as high, I guess. It wasn't as euphoric and effective, and it didn't last as long. Now, my deductive reasoning can only mean that since my body was working so quickly, it was actively fighting the effects of the cannabis quicker and stronger than the cannabis can affect me. Now, I'm not a doctor. This is not medical advice. This is just my experience of what I did and what I felt and what I learned based on my body and my diet and my health benefits, pros and cons. So when I'd smoke, a joint, let's say I smoke a joint, that automatic euphoria that you get right after 5 minutes after you smoke wasn't as strong. So I was like, okay, this is interesting. Maybe it's just what I smoked. No, smoking the same thing I always do. So it didn't get weaker. So my body has to be burning it quicker. No pun intended. But it has to be working. That's the only deductive reasoning I can come to. It's like when you fast, your body burns everything, all the fat off you quick. So what's interesting about the carnivore diet, it's just a carnivore fast, really. You're fasting, and then you just put protein back in your body to build you back up. It's really fascinating. Now, I don't think I could do the protein diet permanently all the time, but it is something I'm going to look at doing maybe once a year, a couple times a year, or maybe a few weeks out of a month. I really actually found it beneficial, very beneficial for me. My skin started to clear up a little bit more. I had bad acne back in the day. I was on Accutane, which they don't even prescribe anymore, which is amazing because they paid out so much. So they just decided, it's too bad to pay out settlements, so we're just not going to make it anymore, which is crazy. So I have a bit of a history with acne, and I have eczema, and I have alopecia, which are two autoimmune disorders. Now, the carnivore diet really, really helps with autoimmune disorders. From what I've seen, go check out other videos. Don't take my word for it, but check out everybody else that's had something to say about that. So for me, a little wrap up on the carnivore diet with cannabis. If you're doing the carnivore diet and still going to smoke, then monitor it. Be aware of, okay, before you do the carnivore diet, when you usually smoke, okay, I get stoned maybe about 5 minutes after I smoke and I feel this way. Out of 10, I feel 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10, and it just hits me. And then try it when you're on the carnivore diet and go, okay, out of 10 right now, about 5 minutes after the same gauge, I don't feel as stoned. And just leave me a comment of what you think, what your thoughts are. It's fascinating. To me, it's pretty beneficial. I'm not on it currently. I'm not a big eater. I don't eat as much as a lot of people. I actually just had a big steak, though, and that'll get me through the whole day. That and some coffee, and then our... wrong side. That, cannabis. This guy right here is what I like. The plant. I'm a man of the plant. If you like all the videos I've been doing, I appreciate you being here. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and tell all your friends. They don't even have to watch the videos or hit the like button. Just subscribe. Just subscribe, hit that little button and help us out. And then go about your day. I appreciate you all being here. Till next time, stay blessed, and don't forget to tip your Budtenders.